Real Talk with Tamara. On today's show, I will be speaking with Delana Moore. Delana Moore is the mother of Desmond Moore. Desmond Moore was 24 years old and went missing in Gautier, Mississippi of August 30th of 2014. Am I right, Delana?
Yes.
How have you been?
Fine. I ain't taking it one day at a time.
Okay. Yeah. So how far is Gautier, Mississippi from Tennessee?
I don't know. I think about 8 hours, maybe.
Okay, you all are down there off the coast?
Yeah, we're on the coast. We're right on the coast.
Okay, down there by Louisiana. Is that close to like New Orleans?
I'm about an hour and a half from New Orleans.
Okay, so you're right down there on the coast. And is that like a little small town in Mississippi?
Yes, it's a little small town. You in and you out.
Okay. So, who was Desmond Moore to you?
Well, that is my oldest son. I have 3 kids, and he is the oldest.
Okay. Tell my audience what kind of person your son Desmond was.
Desmond was very outgoing, loving. He had a very kind heart. He'll help anybody if he can. He's loyal. He just has a very kind spirit. And, since he's been missing, I actually didn't know that so many adults around my age had encountered contact with my son. And for all of them to come up to me and say that he's so respectable and your son is a good child, to know that even when once your children are not around you, you really can't say what they do or don't do. Especially when they become grown. But just for everyone to just tell me how memorable he was and how sweet he was and what a sweet child he was, that really made me feel good inside,
Yeah. That's wonderful. Okay, and so Desmond went missing August 30th of 2014.
Yeah.
What was that day like any other day for him? Did he seem different right before he went, right before he left?
Well, actually, I saw him the 29th, Friday night. I left to go out of town because that was Labor Day weekend. He seemed fine. He was playing the game on the Xbox One in the room. I told him I was getting ready to go. We hugged each other. He kissed me on my jaw. We both said we love each other. And I told him I would see him Monday. And he said, okay, Ma. And Saturday, his girlfriend, Martanya, said that he told her that he was going with his white friends and he'll be right back.
Okay, and these were all male whites?
Hi.
These were all male whites?
Yeah, male.
Okay. Okay, so you were out of town when he left home?
Yes.
Okay. So did you know anything? Had you ever met these particular friends before?
Yes, I had met them shortly after he met them. He met them in 2012 when he was working at the Chevron oil refinery plant here in Pascagoula. And they had became friends. When he became friends with one, and then the other one was the brother to the one that he became friends with. And so he started hanging with them, going up to their home and riding their motorcycles with them. And him and the one that he met originally at the Chevron, they became real good friends.
Mm-hmm.
And he called him his best friend.
Okay. Okay. So his female friend said that he told her he was going up to the Pizza Hut. Am I right?
No, he told her he was going with his white friend. He never actually told her the location. How I found out the location is later. I found out the location later through his Facebook messages.
Okay. Okay, but did he leave walking?
Yes, he left walking.
Okay.
It's about a 15-minute walk. When I did the walk to set up a timeline, because I was trying to figure out which way he would have left from the house, because he could have left 3 different, ways. So, me and my mom and a friend of ours, all 3 of us left the house at the same time, and we all arrived at the Pizza Hut like within seconds of each other. So basically, it's about a 15-minute walk.
Mhm. So when did you realize that something had gone wrong?
When his girlfriend called me Monday evening, I had just got on the highway to come back home. And at that point in time, she called to tell me that Desmond was missing, that he left her at my house and he never came back. And originally, she thought maybe he had left and wanted to be with another girl, but in my mind, I'm saying that makes no sense. Why would he leave you at my house?
Right.
And he knows how I am, especially a whole weekend. That just makes no sense. So I was kind of irritated at the fact that she waited so long to contact me. At this point in time, with her knowing how Desmond is, and the fact, because I was asking her, he took a bag, he had some clothes. Because my son is very clean. He likes to, he don't like to be dirty, especially wearing the same stuff. So she was like, no. And then she described what he had on. I was like, no, you should have, why didn't you call me Saturday night? Definitely by Sunday morning if he was not back here. You should have contacted me then. Don't wait till 5 something is Monday evening to call me.
Okay, do you mind me asking, was his girlfriend, was she a female black?
Was she what?
Was she an African American?
Yes.
Okay. So why do you think she waited so long to tell you? That is unusual for someone to sit at another person's house that long.
I'm still trying to figure that out. I'm still trying to figure that out. Something about her just doesn't sit right with me. Because of that right there. Because of the fact that, for one, she waited till Monday evening. And for 2, after my son was gone about 3 weeks, she shut down all communication with me. So, if you've been with my son 3 years, going on 3 years, and you were so in love with my son, how could you, not be out here trying to help me find him? Not, how could you just pull away and completely shut down? It makes no sense to me.
Okay, now the male whites, his white friends, as she said, he said that he was supposed to go meet. Did you ever speak with them?
I did speak with them. I spoke with them September the 3rd, I think was that Wednesday. That Wednesday, I had to go through his friends list because I never knew their last name. So I had to get on Facebook, on his Facebook page, and go through his friends list to get their last name. And I sent them a message by Facebook, and the one that was supposed to be his best friend did contact me by telephone. He informed me that he also verified that he was supposed to meet Desmond at the Pizza Hut on that day. But he claims that Desmond never came and that he waited 45 minutes. However, he failed to tell me that it was him and his brother waiting on my side. Now, when I contacted the brother, because unbeknownst to him, I don't think he knew that I was going to contact his brother. I contacted his brother. His brother said the same thing. They were at the Pizza Hut. They waited 45 minutes. He never showed. However, And mind you, when I talk to them, I don't get half the Facebook messages. So I just strictly have what they're telling me. I didn't get into his Facebook messages until Wednesday night. And I talked to them like Wednesday afternoon. So Wednesday night when I get into Facebook messages, I see that at 12:20, the one that's supposed to be my son's best friend says, I'm here, meaning I'm at the Pizza Hut. At 12:26, my son says, I'm on my way. So you're telling me you waited 45 minutes and not one time do you send another message saying, where are you? Not one time do you send a message saying, what's taking you so long? Me personally, I don't have that type of patience, never have. If you tell me you're on your way, in 10 minutes I'm contacting you saying, what's up? Where are you? How far away are you? Are you still coming? What happened?
So they didn't call.
Some kind of communication between us. I'm not even gonna wait on you 45 minutes. I'm just gonna be real.
So as his best friend, he didn't call to check on him to see if he was okay or anything?
Well, Desmond's phone was off. It had been off. He was contacting them by the Wi-Fi in the house. That's why he was doing the Facebook messaging. Because on his iPhone, you know, he could use the Wi-Fi. So that's why he was doing the Facebook messaging. But my thing is, you never sent another message. And you say you waited 45 minutes. I don't believe you.
Which is strange. He was waiting on him.
Because my son showed up and my son got in your car and y'all took him off and did whatever you did.
So.
And I'm going to believe that until somebody proves me otherwise.
So I do find it strange that they were waiting on him to come.
Yeah.
And they were waiting on him to come. The last message was he was at the Pizza Hut. And your son sent him a message and said he was on his way. They're saying that your son never made it, but there was never another message asking where he was.
Exactly.
So were they ever questioned by the police?
They were never brought in by the police. The sheriff's department, it was a lieutenant that was fired shortly after. He talked to them over the phone. And when he spoke to them over the phone, he spoke to the one that was supposed to be my son's best friend, called him back first. And he claimed he was by himself at the Pizza Hut. However, so straight out the gate, that was a lie. However, when the other brother called, the other brother said, yes, my brother waited for him at the Pizza Hut. So automatically, the lieutenant is like, wait a minute, your brother said you wasn't nowhere in the car. And so then the interview got shut down quickly because now the brother feels like that the lieutenant is trying to play him against his brother. But actually, I was in the office during both phone calls. So he wasn't being played. His brother did say that he was by himself at the Pizza Hut.
So they had two completely different stories.
Two completely different stories. But my thing is, the truth stands alone. So why are you lying about something so simple as to whether you had someone with you or you were by yourself? So if you're lying straight out the gate, it's some more lies that follows that lie. Not only that, because the police did not move. When I found the police report, I had to get out and do my own investigative work, which is how I got the Facebook messages and found out exactly what friends he was supposed to meet and where and all of this stuff. I was handing out flyers and someone gave me the tag number to the car that they say they saw my son get in. He described the car as best as he could, but most importantly, he gave me the tag number. I gave it to the sheriff's department at the time who was working on the case. At that point in time, Gautier demanded to be the lead investigator, and the lieutenant called me and was like, well, Miss Moore, you didn't call and give us this information. And I bluntly told him, because you didn't give a damn.
So someone,
y'all made out. I wish you could see the actual police report that they have called themselves make it. You have more information on a traffic ticket than is what is in my son's missing persons report.
okay, Delana, let me ask you this. So someone at the Pizza Hut actually saw your son Desmond get into the car with them.
Yeah, he wasn't at the Pizza Hut. The guy said he was walking down the street. I guess around the same time my son was walking down the street towards the Pizza Hut, and he saw my son in the car. And he just remembered the tag number. And also, Gautier texted me, the lieutenant on the case texted me saying, well, how did he remember it? First of all, I handed out flyers. I don't know the questions to ask. You know, as far as somebody, I don't care how he remembers. He gave me a tag number. I'm giving it to the police for y'all to run a tag number, see who it comes back to. It comes back to the father of these brothers.
So the tag number came back. The tag number actually came back to the father of the two male whites, which were his best friends that he was supposed to meet.
Yes.
So,
however, the brothers swear up and down that they never came to Mississippi in that car because they live in Grand Bay, Alabama. So if you never came to Mississippi in that car, I have never been to a police academy, but this is just basic common sense to me. If you never came to Mississippi, how can someone who lives in Mississippi get your tag number and describe your car?
absolutely.
If you say you never drove that car on that day, you drove a total different car.
Wow.
But
So how far is Alabama?
The killer part is the police contacts the father about the car. The father tells them he's not cooperating. He's not breaking nothing to Mississippi. He knows his wife. His boys have lawyers. He told his boys not to cooperate. They actually hid the car. Then I was told about a month and a half into the investigation that they found the car hidden on some other property of the father's or another relative. They found the car. So why are you hiding a car that you never drove to Mississippi? To this day, that car has not been searched. They had time to burn the car, sell the car, crush the car. You know why the car has not been searched? And this is why I'm dealing with anger. The car has not been searched because they said they need an eyewitness that puts my son in the car. No judge is what I was told. No judge on the Gulf Coast would give them a search warrant to search that car. I've never heard of such. You got people on death row for much less. I've never heard of such.
Absolutely.
What do you mean? They lied about the car.
So Delana, how far is?
A witness from Mississippi that gave me the tag number to the car.
How far is Grand Prairie, Alabama?
I go say police. They make me nauseated. Just to say that, just to even mention them in this interview, it makes me sick to my stomach because I've been lied on. They've lied to different search groups that have wanted to help me early in the investigation and told them that the family is not cooperating. When I'm the one that's out here was beating the streets down, still doing it. And then when I kept telling them that family has a lot of private property, hunting ground, he kept saying, well, Miss Moore, you know you can't go on private property. Well, Miss Moore, you know it's illegal to go on private property. I said, well, you can go on, well, no judge, everything, no judge will give them. How is it no judge will give you the search private property of someone possibly being hurt, held against their will, or even, God forbid, murdered? But you can get a warrant to, kick down a house that might be selling crack and meth.
So Delana, how far is Grand Prairie, Alabama from Gautier, Mississippi? Since the boys supposedly live in that town.
Grand Bay is nowhere. Grand Bay is up the road. You'll be there in 20 minutes.
Okay. So it wasn't unusual for them to come to that town. Of course, they had to because he was supposedly the best friend of your son.
Exactly. Well, originally when my son first met them, they was not living in Greenville, Alabama. They were living in Hurley, Mississippi.
Uh-huh. Okay. All right, Delana, hold on 1 second because we need to take a break and we'll be right back.
Okay.
If you have a business and would like to reach thousands of potential customers, advertise on the Real Talk with Tamara show. If you would like more exposure for yourself and you would like to be a guest on Real Talk with Tamara, or if you would like a TV show, give me a call at 901-801-2120 or email me at tamarathompson33@yahoo.com. So let's talk. If you have a loved one or a friend that was the victim of an unsolved homicide and the case has gone cold, or if you know of a missing persons case where the person has gone missing under suspicious circumstances and you would like to appear on Real Talk with Tamara with hopes of someone seeing the show that can solve the case, please give me a call. Since I've started doing these shows, I've received many calls with many clues. Please contact me at 901-801-2120 or email me at tamarathompson33@yahoo.com. Let us put your loved one's case back out there. Welcome back to Real Talk with Tamara. On today's show, I've been speaking with Delana Moore. Delana Moore is the mother of Desmond Moore. Desmond Moore went missing from Gautier, Mississippi. That's down there on the coast, about an hour from Louisiana. He went missing back on August 30th of 2014 when he went to meet friends at a Pizza Hut up the street from his house. So Delana, when we left off, we was talking about the Gautier Police Department and them not really showing an interest in his missing case. Why do you think that they're not doing what they're supposed to do?
Honestly, in my heart, I feel like that family, someone in that police department is connected to that family. And I smell a cover-up. That's honestly what I feel.
So how old are these boys? How old are the guys that were supposedly his friends?
My son is 24. I think the oldest one is 22, and the youngest one might be 21.
Uh-huh. How many police officers does the Gautier Police Department have? I've never heard of Gautier, Mississippi.
I don't know exactly how many they have, but I don't believe there's too many.
Uh-huh. Okay. So how has it been for you since your son has been missing?
It is a daily nightmare. It is pure agony. Not knowing, and then I feel like I have to fight two battles. One battle is finding my child. The other battle is trying to make the police get up and do their job and stop trying to cover up. Stop telling me lies. Stop telling me you're doing this with 30 and 25 officers, and then when I check, you and one of the officers arrived to a certain location and search. And then you get searched for probably an hour, 30 minutes. It's getting used in a cadaver dog. And when my son first went missing, they didn't even get up and search for my child. They could have gotten video footage from the local liquor store that was on Letman Road, which is the road he walked down, because that's the road that Pizza Hut is on. But looking for footage, the man said that his plate automatic was over every 7 days. Had they got up off their behind, because I feel like as a police officer, your job is to protect and serve. So nobody's paying you to assume anything. All you had to do was get up and go and get video footage from whomever you could have done this from, but did they do that? No. The captain himself, Captain Cuspy, sat down with me and my mother about a month later. It might have been a little bit longer than a month. And told me to my face that they didn't believe that he was actually missing when I made the report. So they were slow moving until they saw me on the news on WMOX, which was a week and a day later, when I was able to get all the news and, you know, let the world know that my child is missing.
Mm-hmm.
Even after I did that, no police officer ever came to my house and got clothing, to get searched on, or do anything. And no one ever came to ask me what type of person this was from the police department. Nothing. Every time I talked to Gautier PD, I had to call them and ask them what they're doing, what's the update. We working on it. We working on it. We working on it. We working on it.
Mm-hmm.
That's the reply I get from Gautier PD.
So you said you personally believe that the police department down there is trying to cover up for those young men because you think that they know someone?
I honestly do. Because everyone knows that the black man life is not worth nothing to the white man.
Mm-hmm. I have to say though, because down there in Gautier, Mississippi, since it's an hour from New Orleans, it's really swampy down there, isn't it? So Delana, why do you feel that Desmond is missing?
I really don't know. That's the agonized part of the agony. I really don't know why.
Mm-hmm. Do you think that, and I hate to ask people, you know, I do missing persons cases and all the time, and I hate to ask family members this, but do you feel like he's alive?
I gotta hold on to that he's alive. I mean, that's what keeps me going every day.
Mm-hmm. So
until they bring me a body. Until they bring me a body saying that he's not alive, I gotta hold out hope that he is alive.
So do you feel like they would have wanted to do anything to him to hurt him?
Apparently, I did. Well, the one brother came Thursday after I contacted them on that Wednesday. He came to my ex-husband's house and was asking, did Desmond have another phone? And, you know, we was finding that strange. Like, why would you drive down here to ask about if Desmond have another phone? You're not offering to help look for Desmond. You come and asking, did he have another phone? Like, why is that of importance to you? Mm-hmm. And then he kept asking my ex-husband, brother-in-law, is his mom taking it hard? I bet she's taking it hard, huh? How's she taking it? Just kept repeating basically those two same questions over and over. So the only thing I could get from him asking if Desmond had another phone was worrying about if we were able to get into Desmond's Facebook messages and see who he was actually supposed to meet and probably see prior messages.
Uh-huh. Or if he had another phone, he may have been, because you know you can locate a person with these cell phones now.
Yeah, but he didn't have another phone.
Mm-hmm.
I say his iPhone had been off for months.
Right.
Because he wasn't working.
Yeah, and I guess what I was getting at is, and if they were afraid maybe, you know, if the phone was on him, that he could be located if they did something to him. You know what I mean? Or
yeah,
the vicinity.
They already got rid of the iPhone. you know?
Yeah.
Because one of the brothers worked for a cell phone tower. That's what he do. He climb on towers.
Oh, wow. You can't, okay. Oh. Whew, I tell you. So their parents, his father, has not called you, tried to comfort you, nothing. Has not spoken to you at all, the two boys' fathers.
Oh, no. They don't even call. That's what I'm saying. They don't even call. And I have a lady out of Albany, Mississippi, Miss Barbara Hayes, she created the Bring Desmond Home page. And she sent a friend request to Brandon and was trying to reach out to his friends, you know, to help with the search. He had accepted it but then rejected it or whatever. If you were so close to my son, why aren't you concerned with trying to find him?
So he accepted it and then deleted her as a friend.
Correct. She said like within a matter of minutes.
Once he found out that it was about Desmond, that it was his page, his missing persons page.
I guess so.
And this was supposedly his best friend.
No, that's the best friend brother. But he was supposed to be his friend also.
Right. And he was actually with his brother that day when they went and met Desmond, right?
Yes. And also, before I forget, when he went to my ex-husband's house, the first thing he tells my ex-husband is, well, you know Desmond owed me $700. He had bailed my son out like a year ago. But Desmond had got stopped for no driver's license, went through a roadblock, no driver's license, no insurance. So they took him to jail. Well, apparently his brother borrowed the $1,700 from him to get Desmond out. Desmond paid him back $1,000. And Desmond had been telling him he's not working. When he go back to work, he'll see him the other $700. So he tells my ex-husband, when he say, y'all still haven't heard from Desmond, my ex-husband say, no, he said, when you go, he still owed me $700.
So no compassion or nothing. He just says, have you...
Nothing.
So do you think that maybe that something happened about that $700 and maybe that's the reason?
I'm thinking that could have something to do with it. Yeah, but it's $700 worth hurting somebody.
Right.
$700 worth taking somebody's life.
So you said that they hid the car that they were in the day that they picked your son up.
Yes, and they forgot that they actually went by my ex-husband's house that same day looking for my son. They asked my brother-in-law, was Desmond there, and he know where Desmond was. So for them to even lie to the police and say that wasn't the car, what you did, you came to Mom's Point, and then you went back to Grand Bay and got a blue car and came to Gautier. That makes no sense.
So, and the police know that their stories are inconsistent.
Oh, yeah. Let me tell you about Gautier. When Gautier Lieutenant contacted me, which was the Friday, the day before, it was going to make a week that Desmond was missing. Because he was upset that I took the tag information to the sheriff's department. And I told him, because I don't trust you guys. You didn't move. I don't trust you. I don't believe nothing you say. So that's why I went to the sheriff's department. So he was upset and said, well, they didn't like how Lieutenant Miller came at them. I said, what you mean? How he came at them? He came and he talked to them as suspects in a missing person case. What was he supposed to talk to them like they were newborn babies? And he didn't say nothing out of the way. He was just asking questions. So, do you know Desmond Moore? When was the last time you seen Desmond Moore? When was the last time you talked to Desmond Moore? It was nothing, out of the way. But they were offended. Why? Because the police is asking you questions and you are possibly guilty. It offended you so. And for those things, Lieutenant to call me for the attitude. So me and him got off on the wrong foot from that day on.
So did you ever try and speak with the what's the name of the town in Alabama that they live in?
Grand Bay.
Grand Bay. Did you ever speak with Grand Bay, Alabama police, the town that the two boys live in?
No, I never spoke to them. I believe Gautier claimed they talked to him or was gonna talk to him. I don't know. I've been told so many lies, I can't even keep track.
So in your heart, tell me what you think happened that day. Just in your heart. I know you don't know exactly.
I believe my son got in their car and they took my son somewhere. Now, what did they do to him or with him once they got him? I do not know. And the other brother was on leave because he's in the Marines, and he went on back to North Carolina. And I know he'll lie because he lied already. Got caught up in his life.
Because in the
I don't believe.
because in the beginning.
I don't trust anyone. And I have family and friends in the police department, and this has been a very terrible, nauseating experience dealing with local police. And it's sad because I have police from other states reaching out to me, asking me, well, did they do this? Did they do this? Did they do that? And I'm like, no one ever came to my house. No one came and got some clothes. No, I never heard. They never said they had dogs. No, they didn't look for videotape. You know, it was a bunch of no's. They didn't do anything that I guess basic one-on-one missing person you should have done.
And they never asked the boys.
They have not been properly trained.
And they never asked the boys to actually come in and give a statement. They just called them on the phone.
Gautier police, the captain and the lieutenant told me, well, they lawyered up. So I'm like, what does that mean? Get them and their lawyer in here. Well, we can't make them come in. Really?
Wow.
If that's the case, all criminals need to go get a lawyer and never talk to the police. If it's that simple.
So when the young man
Murder me by 3-4 people, give me a lawyer. Police say come in, I say no, talk to my lawyer.
So when the young man got the tag number and actually described the car, even your ex-husband was a witness. They said they needed witnesses. Those two people.
My ex-husband's brother.
Your
ex-husband's brother. They
was
talked to him. He told them how they came to the house and all of that. They still, but see, Desmond wasn't at my ex-husband's house when they went to his house. So they're saying they need to find that guy that gave me the tag number and say that he saw Desmond get in the car.
Okay.
That's some bullshit. You hear what I say?
So were you all able to find the young man who gave the tag number?
No. I couldn't, to be honest, like I told the police, I couldn't even describe him to you.
So now back to the young lady who Desmond was with, his girlfriend of 3 years, she was at your house. She said Desmond left her there. He didn't give her any reason why he was leaving her there to go meet these guys. He didn't say why he had to meet them. Okay.
He said, I'm going with my white friends. I'll be right back.
Okay. And how old is she, the young lady?
19. Or 20. 20. I'm sorry. 20.
So why does the police department feel like that you're not cooperating? If you've been the one that has been constantly calling.
It's like they're blocking anybody that's trying to help me. Okay, I reached out to the search and rescue group at Gautier. They swore him to secrecy. He couldn't tell me nothing. He told me I have to get all my information from Gautier PD. But I'm the one that reached out to him. So you tell me it's not a cover-up. Why am I being left out the loop?
Mhm.
And then every time I would tell them to go search somewhere, it's like, all right, they would drag their feet. And then I'll say, this is something, yeah, we didn't find it.
Mhm.
When you do searches for someone's loved one, you should let them know, hey, we're going to search here.
Okay. So when they do searches, they don't call you. When they do searches, they don't call you to involve you at all.
Not at all.
Well, let me ask you this: do you even know if they're actually doing searches?
That's what I'm telling you. I was told that they searched the location at a park, right? The park is 100 acres.
Mhm.
He told me they searched this park plus 9 other locations in one day. He told me that they had 25 officers. I went out there the day after he supposedly searched with his 25 officers. I spoke to the person at the booth. They informed me that only 2 officers they came in a Charger, undercover car. They
Mhm.
was out there for 1 hour, no dogs.
Oh wow.
So there's no way in hell you can search 100 acres, you and another person, in an hour.
So does stuff like this happen all the time in Gautier when they're African Americans that goes missing? Is it?
I've only found one other 50-person case with Gautier, and that was years ago. That's it.
Mhm.
That's why I say I don't believe they ever really been properly trained to even handle missing person reports.
Mhm. Lena, how has your other children been taking it since your son has been missing?
My daughter's taking it real hard because they were close. It's 2-year difference, 2.5-year difference between them. It's affected her tremendously. My baby boy, he don't really like to talk about him. Sometimes I play Desmond CDs, but I really can't play him in the car or when he's around because he'll break down and start crying. So, yeah.
Yeah. Has the Gautier, Mississippi Police Department, first of all, let me ask you this before I ask you this other question. Do you feel that the Gautier Police Department is covering this thing up because the two, your son's 2 friends were male whites?
I don't know if it's because they're white, per se, but I will say I do believe that someone is connected to that family.
Mm-hmm.
That's in that police department.
Mm-hmm.
And because that family has money.
Okay.
Now, I'm not going to necessarily say it's because of the color that's in it. It could be.
Mm-hmm.
But I really think more towards someone is connected to them in that police department.
Okay. All right. So has the Gautier, Mississippi Police Department expressed what they feel has happened to Desmond?
Oh, yeah. They try to say that they believe Desmond was involved with drugs and that maybe he got hooked up with some Aryan brothers. And I told the captain he a lie because Aryan brothers do not deal with blacks at all. They hate us. They are white supremacy.
Mm-hmm.
They will kill our babies, our women. You know, they do not care about the black life.
Mm-hmm.
Much less would do any kind of transaction with a black person.
Mm-hmm.
So I told him to take that lie and return it back to wherever he got it from.
Mm-hmm. What do you think is what do you think is going to take to solve Desmond's missing persons case?
National attention, worldwide national attention to light a fire under this small town crooked police department. Not only that, I tried to get the sheriff's office to take over the case. They don't want the case.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to take some other department, police department, take over the case that's non-biased to do a thorough investigation on my son's case in order for anything to get resolved.
Okay. So I guess it's like this is like a loaded question. In other words, you're saying what you would like to see happen is for, well, what would you like to see happen?
I would like to see this go national. I would like my son's case to be nationally known.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to see someone on the outside come in and do a thorough investigation. Make these boys come in, bring them in, question them, question the father, search the car. Because why aren't you searching the car? Because you're afraid you'll find some of my son's DNA in the car? Then that will prove that your buddies did do something with my son. That's why I say someone in that police department is highly connected to this family.
Mm-hmm.
And if it was their child, would they be coming up with 101 excuses as to why they can't search a car, as to why they can't bring suspects in? No, they would not. If it was two black boys that took a white boy, I bet you they would have went up in their mama's house and ransacked it and everything else.
So you're saying that
no judge on the Gulf Coast will give them warrants to search, will give them warrants to make them come in, will give them warrants to go on private property.
So you're saying they said they feel your son got hooked up with the Aryan Nation? Why would they say?
Yeah.
Why would they say the Aryan Nation out of all people?
Because they did not know that they were dealing with a highly intelligent black woman.
Mm-hmm.
They thought they could feed me something and I would take it and I would digest it and I would go and leave them alone. But I have been that one fly that they cannot kill with that fly swatter.
Okay. So Delina, we're kind of getting to the end. We have a few minutes left. In closing, what would you like for people to know about your son?
My son was very charismatic, loving, funny. He loves drink. He loves drink juice. He'll drink you in a minute. He'll help anybody. He'll give you anything he got. If he can help you, he'll help you. He was loyal, trusting, too trusting. And that's why this has happened to him. Because he's thinking people as his friends, but actually they're his enemies, smiling, pretending to be his friends.
Mm-hmm. I have to say, because when I read about this case, I had never even heard of Gautier, Mississippi. And it surprised me for you to tell me that it's down there off the coast. So I guess that would be like around like Biloxi also. Biloxi, Mississippi. Okay.
Yeah.
I was trying to ask you this earlier. I don't think you heard me. Is it real swampy down there like it is in New Orleans?
Yeah, it's a swamp area here.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know why I asked you that. I just wanted to ask you that. What would you like to say to anyone who may know what has happened to Desmond?
Please come forward. You can call 1-800-Crime-Stoppers. You do not have to give your name or your telephone number. 1-800-Crime-Stoppers, and you can tell any information that you may have so that we can find my son and bring him home. Even if it's the worst outcome, I still want to bring my son home so that me and my family can have closure. Me and my family can start to heal and have peace. Because I don't have any peace.
Is the Gautier Police Department comprised of mostly male whites, or are there any African Americans?
Yeah. I would say, yeah, mostly male whites.
Okay. Because I can't even imagine that department being that small, that big. Because I've never even heard of Gautier.
Yeah, it's not too big.
How has Desmond's father been taking his disappearance?
Well, actually, my ex-husband's the one that raised him.
Mm-hmm.
He's taking it hard. His biological father, it bothers him too, I'm sure. He keeps in contact with me, texts up on me. My ex-husband, it's bothering him a lot.
Mm-hmm. I can only imagine. Well, Delana, I wanna thank you for calling in, for agreeing to do, this interview. Like I said, I do interviews like this all the time, and it bothers me when African Americans go missing. And Desmond was 24 years old, and because they just want to give any and every excuse. I mean, I've never heard of a male black going away with the Aryan Nation. That's a racist organization. Why in the world,
Exactly.
Would he be hooked up with them? I mean, that was like the craziest thing that I've ever heard. But like I said, I'll be consistently, praying for you and talking with you. And it just, like I said, it bothers me when African Americans can go missing and they don't get any coverage in the media. Certain police departments don't give them the attention that they deserve. I think it's absolutely crazy and ludicrous that there were witnesses and they have never even called the young men in to question them. Called them on the telephone.
That's it.
Wow.
Because they lawyered up. All I keep hearing is, well, they lawyered up. So I want some lawyers to contact me and tell me how that law works.
Okay. Well, hopefully, my prayer is that some lawyers are going, and I'm sure that they are going to see this this interview and contact you.
Okay.
All right. But I want to thank you for calling in, okay?
All right. Thank you so much.
All right. And God bless you. And I'll call you back in a few minutes.
Okay.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Bye. I want to thank you all for tuning in to Real Talk with Tamara. I was speaking with Delana Moore. Delana called in from Gautier, Mississippi. She's the mother of Desmond Moore. 24-year-old Desmond went missing August 30th of 2014 when he told a young lady friend of his, that he was going to meet his Caucasian friends at the Pizza Hut. Although there have been conflicting stories from his friends, Desmond's mother feels that the police department has not given this missing persons case the attention that it needs. If anyone knows what has happened to 24-year-old Desmond Moore, please call 1-800-CRIME-STOPPERS or call the Gautier, Mississippi Police Department to give Desmond's mother peace about what has happened to her son. But I want to thank you all for tuning in to Real Talk with Tamara. Until next time, God bless us all. This has been a Tamara's Productions.